nichebot live call-in show. This is the place where you get the intervention you need to blow past the obstacles that are standing in your way. And there's no better way to do that than just come right out and get yourself involved and ask questions. And this is the forum and the arena to have that done. I am your host and founder of nichebot X since 2004. And let me real quickly tell you, for all those new listeners on the line, why I created the show for gold and platinum users. For one, a lot of people tend to just blow right past the quick start guide. And the other thing is that the content here is customized towards you every week. So we can get your questions answered on the topics that are burning in your specific industry and your specific related to your websites and what have you. And the show is really about getting clarity and having breakthroughs. You know, it took me, I would say, anywhere from 2 to 3 years of really kind of just looking this stuff straight in the face to finally understand and comb through the BS that's out there about keyword research and other stuff such as promotional activities like link building and such. And you know, see, the thing is without practice, without continually doing one thing over and over, you can't have a breakthrough. Breakthroughs come when you train for 6 months, 3 months, 2 months. You make clarities by working with, whether it's one piece of software, whether it's nichebot, or whether it's a promotional piece of software. Your breakthroughs will only come through repeated exposure. It won't come from just putting the tool down after just using it 5 times and saying, it just doesn't work. So you've got to really, one, you got to pick techniques that confirm that you know techniques that work, that have been around for years. You don't want to try something that just came out last week, because you just don't know the impact of what it's going to have if you try it, what's going to happen 2-3 months from now. Now, there will be a replay of this show from the live show directory at nichebot.com/live show. We'll have it in Flash, actually, through blip.tv. Now, we will be transitioning all of our videos. Right now, we're in the process of transitioning all of our videos to a separate blip.tv account, and you will be able to. Sorry, I got to sneeze. You will be able to subscribe to our iTunes feed, where you can get all the shows simply downloaded right straight to your iPhone or your iPod, whichever it is you like. Now, you should share in my epiphany that I had back in 2004, and it took me about 3 years to discover this as I was on my road, my ever-winding road through Africa. No, I mean my road to understanding how to leverage the internet for building an online business. And that epiphany came when I realized how powerful, one, and how important it is to get search engine rankings, but two, how important it is to have the keyword phrase in your hyperlink. Now, here's a simply constructed hyperlink right now in front of you. And the keyword phrase right here, that's where you put your keyword phrase that is what you are targeting in Google or MSN or Yahoo. And the reason you want to do this is because whenever a search engine finds your link outside your website or even on your website, it reads this text. And whatever this text is, that's a hyperlink pointing to this particular page right here. This could be a main page or an internal page. That's telling the search engine what the page is about. And by having the keyword phrase in there, light bulbs went off, and I finally realized what I should be focusing on, especially for my long-term strategy. I used reciprocal linking at first to get backlinks to nichebot and other sites, and you should find really whatever style of inbound links that suit you best. Now, getting inbound links always trumps content on your page. Now, why is that? Well, because content really, you can only score so many points on a web page until you've maxed out all the things that you can tweak and try to emulate something that is going to, you know, get the search engines to rank you high. But you can only do so much. If your page doesn't have any inbound links and another page that's at the #1 position has 10 inbound links, well, they're still going to continue to dominate that search term until you get inbound links to your page. So that's why inbound links always trump content, but never underestimate the power of your content too, because your content is what allures, seduces, and persuades your visitor to do what you want them to. Now, type how to build links 2009 in Google for additional ways to get backlinks, because there's so many we can't cover them all here. And really the show is about getting clarity and breakthrough, so you want to ask your questions that relate to whatever's giving you some sort of trouble or some sort of a mystery, whether it's about getting backlinks or building your site, what have you. That's what this show is about. So real quickly, let's go over the ground rules of the call. Everyone is muted right now on the line. If you have a question anytime during this webinar, just go ahead and raise the question over to your right-hand side. You have a panel to ask a question. And if you want to have interaction, I can go ahead and unmute you and just type live chat in front of the question if you want to go ahead and interact, so I can unmute you. Now, I will go from about 60 to 90 minutes depending on the number of questions and, of course, my energy level. And let's go ahead and submit your questions now, and let's go ahead and interact. In the meantime, I will pop up a nichebot screen, and we'll go ahead and discuss some of the interesting changes that have occurred over the new year. So go ahead and submit your questions now, and I'll go ahead and pull up that screen. Okay, now as you can see, we've changed the left-hand navigation to be more of a cascading tile sheets where you can easily just scroll through and see what all of your options are instead of having all these bunch of options. Now, one of the things we have strived to do is to protect our clients' data. And one of the things we've done is, if you go to the keyword briefcase, we've now, instead of calling it the keyword basket, which sort of just kind of gives me, I don't know, I get visions of Ralph's and, you know, a supermarket when I think of a basket. And I think keywords don't need to be in a basket. They need to be in a briefcase. So we've renamed the basket into a briefcase. And one of the things that has troubled a lot of people is you accidentally, sometimes you're sitting there and you're looking through a bunch of keywords, okay, and you're looking for a particular word, and you, for whatever reason, you're so hypnotically tranced. As you're looking through your keyword list, you click on a couple things and then you delete them. And you go, oh my God, what did I do? Well, you can go over here to the recycle bin and you'll have, say you deleted, I'll delete this keyword basket item. Oops. Okay. Well, no fear, because now I've got it right here now. It will go into the recycle bin, and it'll stay here for 6 days to be able to be restored at any time. Okay, so that way you really don't have a risk of losing your data, because whatever gets deleted comes in here. Of course, that's in your keyword briefcase. Okay. One of the other things we've added is you can now copy an entire list. You can even copy an entire folder. If you go to a folder, you can now copy a folder, delete the folder, which is something you definitely want to think twice about. But you can now copy an entire folder, which is great for duplicating everything into a separate working file. So you keep your original files intact. Biggest problem, again, is once you start revising certain keyword phrases within your basket, what happens is that you lose the original work. So this copy folder function allows you to have an easier way of making a duplicate copy of your work so that you have a backup and something to go to, and then you have your working file folder. Hope that makes sense. Adding a folder is real simple, renaming a folder, as you can see here. And we've just made some landmarks just easier to be able to navigate by highlighting the certain commands we have on top and bottom, as well as the new look we have here, where we have the commands here at the top and we have them down at the bottom as well, so people don't have to scroll. The other tool we have, we just launched a new tool sort of quietly in the background, and it's called Keyword X-Ray. If you ever wanted to know what a keyword, so say you're interested in getting ranked for a certain type of sewing machine, or you want to get ranked for sewing machine reviews, okay? Let's take that one for instance. Now, as we see, we've got a number of, most of these are interior pages. Now, if I wanted to say, for instance, that I want to see these top 10 sites, I want to see what the keywords are from the top 10 sites, and I want to be able to get all their keywords from each 10 of these pages, and I want to know what words are being used most, and so on and so forth. I'd come over here to the Keyword X-Ray tool, and we go Sewing Machine Reviews. And that's our keyword. And then we type this in, and basically nichebot goes to work, and it takes all the pages and it's extracting the keywords right now, as you can see live in front of your face. It's finished the search, and now it's loading the results. Now here's the interesting thing that's going on here. We've got a filter here at the top, which now allows us to filter out all the rubbish. We can see what the main keywords here that are being used within the pages. Okay, we can filter out where we only can see 2- and 3-word combinations. Okay, we can show 1-word phrases, 2-word phrases, 3-word phrases, 4-word phrases. We've got a filter here, so we can, because obviously we've got a lot of keywords. We've got 16,000 keywords that were sucked out of the pages. We don't want to use all of those, but we want to take a look at the primary density of what's going on, of what's being used primarily in these pages. Now, obviously, as we get down here to these being used 10 times, the less popular these keywords, the less I'm going to want to use it. Now, what I'm going to want to do is, with these words, if I want to try to get a top 10 position for sewing machine reviews, I'm going to use this data to see that, one, obviously sewing machines, very popular, the plural versions being used. I'm going to use these keywords, especially the top most used keywords here. I may want to bring up the Brother CS6000i. I'm not sure, but that may be a very good. I may want to bring it up, but not necessarily review it. This could actually be a link to another page where we actually review the Brother CS6000i. And you want to make sure to have your keywords and your links, of course, as well. So I can now go through, and if my threshold is I need to see at least 20 occurrences for a keyword in order for me to be able to use it. Now I've got, these are my top words that I'm going to want to use in any sort of content page that I'm going to use. I'm going to use Singer, which is a very popular very popular model of sewing machine. We've got sewing machine reviews. We've got embroidery, because those are the types of things you do with sewing machines and such. And those are types of actually different types of sewing machines. So these are basically all the words that are being used on the top 10 pages of, and the number of occurrences that they show up over on Google for a given keyword. So you can literally look into a keyword and find the essence of what those top 10 pages, those top 10 web pages in Google have in their content. So you can use those words and to create the most LSI, or latent semantic indexing oriented page possible to get the highest ranking. Okay? Hopefully I explained that well. We've got a question here. Can repeat the Google search for how to get more backlinks. Was it a particular page or just a search? It is just a search for the actual article. So it's how to build links 2009. And this is not it. This is the link right here. And it's link building strategies, 69 solid tactics for 2009. So you've got a number of different, you've got the old school style. What's really nice about this is it kind of breaks it down. You've got the internal link building strategies, which build links to the interior of your pages, which is very important. Now, what's really interesting is that we have found that there are some changes that have occurred, and now Google has somewhat flip-flopped things by basically saying you want to get more links to your home page. They want to see more links to the home page than they do to the interior pages. Now go figure, because of course Google at first changed that a number of years back, where they detected if someone was building a bunch of links to their home page that they were probably link building through reciprocal linking, and that was a detection, and then you get penalized as a result of that. But now Google, apparently through my industry contacts, I have found out that they are now putting more emphasis on the home page getting more links. So go figure. So they constantly change things up to constantly keep us off balance. But it's always wise to constantly build links, not just to your home page, but all across your entire site. Now, I just would try to make it look as humanly random as possible. You know, you don't want to leave any sort of trails or footprints, if you know what I mean. So this is the article you want to take a look at. There's 7 internal link building strategies. There's easy link building strategy starters. There's the 12 old school style stuff. It's probably going to be a little bit harder. It's going to take some time. There's 12 places to submit your URL to. There's directories. You want to definitely get your site submitted to directories. 12 ways to make people write about you. That's another tactic of actually getting link bait out there, content that actually people want to link to. That's part of one of the supposedly the naturally occurring things that are supposed to happen on the web is when you publish something that eventually people will link to it. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, and you have to become aggressive, and you got to go out and get links. You need to get links and capture them. There's numbers of ways to do that beyond just article marketing. And let's see, 12 common business tactics and a number of other considerations that you need to take into consideration. Now, so these are some link building strategies, and this is a pretty recent article. And as you can see, there are a number of other, there's a couple links in here to other link building strategies. Someone has one for 130 legitimate. So there's so many different ways to do link building to your site, but you need to find one that makes sense for you and then go after that and get good at it. Make sure you're doing it until it becomes a natural thing where you literally like wake up in the morning and you could just walk through the steps of doing that daily task or 3 times a week task, whatever it is that you've got to do. You want to get your body, you want to get your whole mind understanding exactly what you do to the point where you've mastered it, and then move on and go find another tactic and then master that. So that way you've got actual skills you're building in your arsenal versus just something. It's like anything. If you just do it for today, you say you're just trying to remember something just for today. You go and you practice for a couple of hours, and then you don't reinforce it the next following days. I guarantee you in a week you will have lost the memory of what you were trying to remember. If you don't practice it, it doesn't become part of you. It's like anything, trying to remember a song. You've got to listen to it over and over and over. So I hope I hammered that point home, that you've got to do the, a lot of us tend to go out and do a link building thing, and then it doesn't produce the result, and we think, well, that doesn't work. But not necessarily true. It may not work for our level of skills at the time we're doing them, but we need to create skill. And skill doesn't happen in 1, 2, 5, or even 10 tries. It happens more like on the 50th or 100th try. So go ahead. If you have any other questions, that's what I'm here for. Let's get clear on this stuff before we go out and actually do it, just like Nike says. Okay, so get your questions in. I don't see. Somehow he did not make it on the show. Ken Ryan, we need to speak with him. So if you have any questions, do you have go ahead and raise your hand. We can chat on the chat live right now. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap up the live show. Okay, so option 2, clarify. Not sure what you mean by that, Chuck. Okay, so you said between 2 and 3. I guess I'm not clear on the point of reference for the clarify. Okay, what does it do? I'm still not clear what we're chatting about. Are we talking about link strategies? Are we talking about option 2 right here on the tool? Okay. So here we want to display keywords with counts between, say we want counts between 20 and the max. Okay, so we don't want to see keywords with counts, or this count is not the count for that's coming from a keyword database. This is a count. This count is how many times this keyword appeared on all 10 pages. Correct. So if I want to limit my counts to the ones that appeared between 20 to 100 times, if I apply the filter, these you see it just shows me those numbers between those keywords, because obviously if I have 16,000 keywords showing and I only want to see the ones with accounts that are relevant to what I want to focus my content or article on, then I'm going to use this filter. I think I may have misrepresented this, that this is for seeing words between certain number of terms and such. That's this option 1 is showing 1, 2, 3, 4 word phrases, or showing all of them. Hopefully that clarifies now. Let me know if that does not. That's correct. So Chuck says, yes, but some long tail may or will only appear maybe 4 times in the top SERPs. Correct. So what you really want to kind of do, okay, so let's clear this filter, okay? So what you want to do is, okay, so you want to see, let's say, all 3 word phrases. Okay? So now we have simply all the 3 word phrases that are coming up. These are all our long tail, right? Okay, so we want our 4 word phrases. Click the filter. Now we've got our 4 word phrases, and we should probably add 5 word phrases too, but that could actually probably get a little bit it can actually probably get a little bit burdensome on the server to be able to search that. But so this is basically, this kind of really boils things down, so you can actually, I mean, and look at this. This is all keyword research right here. You know, this is stuff you couldn't even actually, you could find this, I'm sure, in keyword databases, but a lot of this stuff is, I'm sure some of this stuff is pretty valuable keywords. Some of them don't make sense. You have to go through them, obviously. Okay, so any other questions? Go ahead and get them in. This is your chance to have your breakthroughs. If you're not clear on a particular topic, you're not clear on a particular tool, that's what I'm here to help you out with. I'll give everyone a few moments just to think over any questions they may want to hit me with before we wrap up the live show. I'm going to go ahead and I've got a runny nose, so I'm going to go blow it, and I'll be right back. All right, well, every week, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you want to tune in here to overcome your obstacles and start having more and more breakthroughs. Of course, nothing happens, though, until you first come out, ask the questions to be able to make the distinctions that will give you the breakthroughs you need. Go ahead and review the Quick Start Guide for proper foundation and incorporate one way of building backlinks to your site this week. Jot down your questions and save them for the next show, and decide whether you're going to wish to share your URL with the group if you want a site critique done. Explain your situation in detail with specifics so I can envision the problem, because if I can't see it, I'm only going to be able to give you a vague answer. So I think we had one other question come in. Nope, just Chuck saying thanks. And obviously, the more information you give in return, the more clarity I can give to you back in return. And that's really what I'm here to do, is to help you move forward, because there's nothing worse than being stuck and not making progress. So on that note, I'll make sure to see you here back on the next show so that we can work towards getting you breakthroughs. Take care, everyone, and have a great rest of the week.